Hello, my loves. This is Heidi Raquel with your bonus Oracle reading for December. So here's what happened. I recorded the December soul message before I left for Thanksgiving. As I was shuffling and doing it, oftentimes for the soul messages, I pull the card ahead of time and I don't do it on camera. But this time I did. And as I was shuffling, when I pulled, I could feel that there were more than one. And just in the rush to do it and, being on camera and everything, I just grabbed the one that was at the top of those two, which was the mentor, right? So I already went over this card. And after I finished the recording, I just looked at what was the other card because I was curious to see, it occurred to me that both of them were probably supposed to come in. And the moment that I looked at it, I knew that that was true because as I was shuffling the card, I was talking about creative energy that's up right now. So here is the other card that came, the creator. So oftentimes when I do the monthly, I usually pull the card at the end because I don't like to be, I like it to be clean. So it just comes in from what I'm intuitively gathering. And then I use the cards as a way to kind of confirm or solidify that. So I'm going to read this for you. The creator. What I love about this, I don't think we've had two cards in quite a while. I think we had one and maybe it was July or August, the unseen and the self. So we had the unseen self. So when you place these together, you have the creative mentor, which is so perfect because I've been feeling this creative energy up big time right now, and I'll talk about that more in a second. So let me read the card. The artist, the alchemist, the innovator. The creator, the first archetype in the trio of existence, is not intimidated by darkness or by lack, which is what we've been experiencing all year. And we're at that critical point right now at the end of the year where it's just happening perfectly with eclipse season, closing up the end of the year and getting ready to start a new chapter, that we are grabbing all of the jewels that we've gained all year and we're getting ready to put those into play next year. So there's this like sorting and organizing energy that's coming up. They know that from the void, creation, inevitability emerges. With meager, minimal, and outlandish materials, the creator reveals a new image, right? It's like that's the whole of this year. Meager, minimal, and outlandish materials. It's been like everything that we took for granted was stripped from us, and then we had to dig into our creative depths and repurpose tools. I've been talking about that energy the last couple months too, the repurposing of things that you already have or the sorting and clearing out of the old. They make the empty room resonate with healing sounds. I just talked for December. One of the suggestions was sound healing, anything that activates the senses. They generate bounty from the seed that others tossed away. Again, it's like, repurposing and making, someone else's garbage is your treasure. Though generative, this archetype annihilates preconceived notions of what is possible, leaving unexpected openings in the wake of its destruction. And that's where we are now, at that place of unexpected openings. There's been so much clampdown all year. And now it's like we can finally start breathing and moving and looking at like, okay, what remains and how can I, use that going forward? The creator does this by first being absolutely present to what is, not imagining or wishing things were different. And second, that's like the acceptance of, the corona and everything that we've been through this year, the acceptance of all that's happened in 2020. And second, trusting that a force greater than themselves awaits constant collaboration with each human soul. And that's another piece that I'm seeing is like, we're getting aware that our currency is not our financial situation. Our currency is our energy. Our currency is our vibration. It's our health, it's our well-being from an energetic standpoint. It's not just from that external things standpoint. Whether we call it nature, God, goddess, Shakti, or divinity, it remains nameless. It is the Creator's lifelong companion. When light, curious, playful, open, surprising. When dark, loses spark, feels burdened. To go deeper, Vincent van Gogh's letters to his brother Theo. To increase your creative energy, ward off jadedness at all cost. Recommit to childlike curiosity and nix the rules. The Creator is naturally attractive and coveted as its energy zings with possibility you can feel when a creator type enters the room. All eyes land on them. So I love this juxtaposition of the creative mentor. And I almost feel like with this mentor piece, there's a sense of the teachers that we have needed starting to emerge for us, and finding those mentors, those people that we need on the next step of our journey. And the other part of that is that the people, things, places, situations that we don't need are naturally falling away. So I love that this kind of happened with this extra card because, December 1st is tomorrow. Since I normally do one of these readings on Monday, I figured, well, I'll just use the December message for the weekly message, but apparently there was more that wanted to come in. So you're getting a weekly and a monthly this week. In addition, because I've been feeling this creative creator energy, the reinventing of self, I am offering another intuitive collage class this Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific. You can do live or replay. It'll be a Zoom recording, and I'll record it. So if you aren't able to be there at that time, you can still join the class. And then after you've come to one of them, there's a private Facebook group that goes with it. And so you can stay connected to the people in the group. And we'll be doing this one a little bit different than we normally do. I usually pull a card. I talk about the theme for what we're moving through this time. I'm going to have everybody pull their own cards so that you can use your intuitive collage as kind of a tarot or oracle reading for yourself. So you can bring, a situation or something that you want to work with, and I'll guide you through the process. If you don't have a card, I will pull one for you. Let's see, was there anything else? The creator. I think the other thing that's so perfect about it is the fact that, I did a video for it already. It's like you could just go, okay, well, it's already fine. It's that way. It's the willingness to lean in and go, okay, I'm going to try this other thing. Or I'm going to add to it. I'm going to mess something up that was theoretically already done. You know what I mean? Because it's in the pursuit of curiosity. And when we get curious, we get grounded within ourselves. I'll share this one other story. I was visiting a friend in the Bay Area when I was just down there for Thanksgiving. And we were talking about this really, this interesting thing that we want to do. And it leans on what I talked about for December already. The masculine and feminine, the homolateral energy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go listen to the December message first and then come back. But it's this movement that we're starting to shift into as a collective, whether you have the language for it or not, but realizing that part of yourselves have been divided, that we've been living on the left or right side of our bodies and not crisscrossing over in the spine the way that our energy is designed to do. And that is the marriage of the masculine and feminine energy. And anyways, this friend and I were talking about the desire to create with another human being. And, a partner, a friend, whatever it is, and how challenging that can be sometimes to feel like you can find yourself perhaps waiting for the other person to get ready to create with you, and the frustration that can come with that. And feeling in some ways like you're holding yourself back or your own forward movement or whatever you feel guided to do in order to wait for that person to get on the right, on your page, I guess, or get to where you're at the same place. And then you can start weaving and creating together. And I said, you know what, though? The thing that I am learning is that that only thwarts your forward movement. It makes you angry and frustrated while you are holding yourself back in your natural curiosity and creative spirit while you're waiting for the other person to get on board. So what I have started noticing in my own life that I offer, because it's exactly in the energy that we're in, this crisscrossing and the dualistic, collaborative and co-creation, whether that's with a partner, a friend, whatever, or whether that's the co-creative energy with spirit. But it is so much more valuable, I think, and helpful in the forward movement of the whole thing if you bring your energy, your focus away from that other person and waiting for them to get ready to do the thing that you want to do, and rather drop in and focus on the creation that you want to do. And as you get into your own flow, then the other person, it's almost as if they've been given permission, like an invitation to come into flow with you, because they start watching you and they start seeing, wow, they're unfolding and, doing this thing, and it sparks interest, it sparks creative curiosity, and then they lean in and they're like, oh, what's going on with this? And well, I'm inspired now. I kind of want to do it too. And it really feels like that's the focus. And I've talked about this over and over again, in the reclamation of yourself and the fine-tuning of who you are. Focusing inward and going on your own journey is so much more fulfilling and rewarding, and it feels like it benefits everyone when you do that. And that's that image that I keep seeing of the circle with a dot in the center. Staying anchored in your own circle, in your own center, is so much more beneficial, because you're grounded in yourself, you're grounded in who you are, what you are doing, and you're less distracted by the external world, so you can be more focused on where you're going and what you're doing. So this is longer than I expected it to be, so I'm going to shut it down. Love you. I hope you have a wonderful December. It feels like this is really a beautiful springboard for next year, but we have to do some sorting and organizing and really planning for next year. It's a great time to do it. All right. Blessings. Namaste.